Adding and subtracting integers. Adding integer rules. There are some rules that you can follow when adding integers. The first one is a positive plus a positive equal a positive. When adding two positive numbers, the answer becomes more positive. So 5 plus 4 equals 9, and 15 plus 11 equals 26. Another rule is a negative plus a negative equals a negative. When adding two negative numbers, the answer becomes more negative. So we've got negative 7 plus negative 2 equals negative 9, and negative 3 plus negative 12 equals negative 15. The answers get more negative. When finding the sum of a negative and a positive number, you find the difference of the two numbers, then use the sign of the number with the greater absolute value. So we're going to do a couple examples with this. The first thing I want to talk about is what's an absolute value. The absolute value means how far a number is from zero. It means to remove any negative sign in front of a number. For example, the absolute value of 3 is 3. 3 is 3 whole numbers away from 0. The absolute value of negative 9 is 9. The absolute value of negative 225 would be 225. So we're going to use this when finding the sum of a negative and positive number. So our first problem is 6 plus negative 14. Well, first, we find the difference of the two numbers. So we do 14 minus 6, which is equal to 8. Then we take the sign of the number with a larger absolute value. So we look at our two numbers, 6 and 14. Well, 14 has a greater absolute value, and 14 is negative. So that means our answer is negative 8. Our next problem is negative 13 plus 20. So the first thing we do is find the difference of the numbers, and 20 minus 13 is 7. And then we look at the absolute values. We've got 20 and 13. Well, 20 has a larger absolute value, and 20 is positive, so that means 7 is positive. Our answer is positive 7. Now we're going to work on subtracting integers. When subtracting integers, keep the first number the same, change the subtraction to addition, and change the sign of the second integer. So that's a lot of information. The way I like to remember this is keep, change, change. Keep the first number the same, change the subtraction to addition, and change the sign of the second integer. Let's do a couple of examples. So we've got 3 minus 6. So we keep the first number the same. The 3 is going to stay the same. We're going to change the subtraction to addition, and we're going to change the sign of the second number. So right now we have a positive 6. We're going to make it negative. So we've got 3 plus negative 6. Now we're going to use our rule from adding integers, adding negative and positive numbers. So we're going to find the difference of the two numbers. 6 minus 3 is 3. And we're going to think, what has a larger absolute value? 6 or 3? Well, 6 has the larger absolute value, and 6 is negative. So our answer is negative 3. Now we've got another one. We've got negative 25 minus negative 75. We're going to keep, change again. So keep the first one the same, negative 25, change the subtraction to addition, and change the sign of the second number. Right now we're at negative 75, so we're going to make it positive 75. So we've got, now our problem is negative 25 plus 75. So we're going to use those same rules again for adding integers. 75 minus 25 is 50. We found the difference of the two numbers. Now we're going to look at our absolute values. 75 has a greater absolute value, so our answer is positive 50.